Okay, so the second chapter in your course is all about the YCJA and the how Canada deals with youth criminals or or justice in general. Here's some legal education. We will determine if this is good education. Okay. So, should you ever get arrested or detained? Detained meaning the police hold you somewhere. Let's quiet down, thank you. You must give police your name, birth date, and address. Typically, they'll probably ask you for an ID. You kids are quite young, so maybe you don't have an ID.
School ID.
I'm not sure how much a school ID counts, but I don't think everyone here has a learner's, so. You have a right, grade 9, let's quiet down. You have the right to not speak at all when a police officer speaks to you, okay, particularly if you don't understand why. Let's say they have detained you or attempting to arrest you. Pretty sure they're supposed to tell you if they're arresting you and for what reason. They're not allowed to just, arrest you or detain you. Detaining can, I think, also be just holding you in a certain spot, so maybe potentially like keeping you in a police car while you settle down. It is your right to speak to a lawyer, and it is highly advised you speak to a lawyer if you're being arrested. If you cannot afford one, a lawyer can be provided to you as well. It is your right to be told why you are being arrested or detained. It is your right to be told when you will be permitted to speak to a lawyer. Okay, so police aren't just allowed to keep you indefinitely. You can just leave that there. It's fine. Yeah, the police can't just keep you in a holding cell and not keep you informed as to why they're detaining you. That's illegal. You can actually get off scot-free from crime if they hold you for too long. That's one of your charter rights. It is your right to be told when you will be permitted to speak to a lawyer. We already covered that. If you do not know a lawyer, it is your right to have police give you access to a lawyer. This right is limited if police reasonably, please sit down. This right is limited if police reasonably suspect you are intoxicated and then can administer a roadside breath sample before you call a lawyer. Things to keep in mind: it is your choice to share information with police, but it is your right not to speak to them. Pro tip, kids, if a police officer ever asks you, do you know how fast you were going? Just say, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I was going the speed limit. If you say, oh, I was going 10, 15 over the speed limit, you just did what? Admitted guilt. Okay, you confess to the crime.
Never confess.
Okay. If you make the choice to talk to police, you are advised to tell the truth or may be charged. Okay, there's nothing about gray area.
So what if I just...
Now, if the police ask you some information and you were there and you lie and falsify and they catch you in a lie, yeah, then you can be criminally charged for that. Okay. You are advised to keep records of your interaction with police since it may help you in the future. I think this can get kind of complicated. A lot of police don't necessarily like being recorded. Okay. But if you're ever in a situation where you are speaking to a police officer, having something recording so it can hear your voice and the officer's voice, should you feel that is necessary, would be useful. If you feel you have been denied your rights and treated unfairly by police, you can make a formal complaint. There's a couple different numbers you can call there. Some various rights here in regards to, if they knock on your door. It is your right to deny police entry if they don't have a search or arrest warrant. So again, if a police officer is at your door or they ask you for your phone and ask you if they can look somewhere and you let them, you gave them permission. So if they find something, you don't want them to find, that's on you. You can be held criminally responsible. But if they have no access to that, you know, if they breach your cell phone, so if they, I don't know, force you to put your passcode in and force their way into your house, then, you know, you can utilize that against them in a court of law, yes.
Will you, like, if they breach, like, if they break in and search your house without a warrant or permission, what do you call? Or what do? Do you just let it happen?
Well, maybe you want to document as much as you can. Maybe you want to reach out to some of these numbers. Call 911.
But that is a 911.
Don't assume just because they're breaking into your house that they're 911. Okay? You know, you can just buy a fake police-looking uniform online and pretend like you're a police officer. Somebody got caught recently. They literally were wearing something for border agency. This is in America. This guy was wearing a t-shirt that had the logo for their border agency. He got onto a plane, told the flight crew that this person was being detained, took this woman off of the airplane and like claimed that she was being deported. And nobody bothered to check because they just looked at his t-shirt and like, oh, well, he must be the whatever, right? So just because their shirt says police, don't go assuming they're police. Yes.
And also, whenever you're interacting with police, don't be threatening at all. Even if they've entered your home without the right to, don't be threatening because they have a gun and they will shoot you.
What if you have a
Yeah.
big gun?
Yeah.
What if you have a finger gun?
As unfortunate as it might seem, so if a police officer, okay, why are we talking? Thank you. Yeah, if a police officer, if you're interacting with a police officer and you make quick, knee-jerk movements, unfortunately, yeah, they're still human. They might think that you're reaching for a weapon or you're about to commit an act of violence, and they might draw their weapon and potentially shoot you. They could tase you. You know, a friend of mine's a police officer. He was interacting with someone in their house, and the guy made a motion reaching for a kitchen knife, and he drew his gun and shot the guy. And you know, that guy's not paralyzed, so and I think he died recently.
Oh, damn.
Your friend or the guy?
Well, the guy. Okay. My friend's all right. Yes, you had your hand up back there. You had your hand up earlier.
Can you like close the blinds because the glare off the whiteboard is like I can't see you at all and my eyes really.
You don't need to see me. You just need to hear me. You don't need to take notes on this. It's all being recorded. It is your right to be told by police what will happen if you consent to a search. Okay, so you can ask them, hey officer, if you go through this cell phone and you find something, what's going to happen to me? Now they still don't have a warrant, and you can clarify, well, I still haven't given you permission to go through my phone, right? Because they can't just take it, right? Remember, rule of law. It's your right not to talk to police. If someone is in your house and they're, let's say, a criminal, or there's a warrant on them, it's probably better you tell them to hit the road. Okay? Otherwise, their problems are soon going to be your problems. It is advised never to flee from police when they come to your door. Now, I don't think they can shoot you if you're running away, but
They can tackle you.
getting tackled is going to suck. And then you get additional charges like fleeing from police, a couple other charges there as well.
What if you successfully run?
Well, then,
Like, what if
It
you
is
juke 'em up
advised
and-
not to become physical with police even if they enter your home without a warrant. Okay, which is unfortunate, right? Because like you don't want them to start acting like thugs. When police stop you in your vehicle, it is advised to pull over to the side of the road as soon as you see lights. Don't flee from them. Be polite and respectful. Again, you know, they're just doing a job. Keep that in mind. You must provide police a driver's license, insurance, and registration when asked, but you don't need to produce any other documents. It is your right to refuse to answer if police ask if you are consuming alcohol or drugs.
Isn't alcohol a drug?
Yes.
Where's it go?
Technically. Although I would assume if you tell the officer, I don't want to answer that question, they're probably going to breathalyze you. I think that that's within their rights. When police stop you in your vehicle and then want to search it, it is your right to deny police access to search your vehicle. If they do not have a warrant, it's your right to tell police you do not consent to a search and request them to stop. Okay. So I'm not even sure the extent of which they're allowed to like shine a light into the back of your car and look around like what's going on in there. Right? They might do that anyways, but
They are.
okay. Yeah. I mean, they can look through the window then, I guess. You have a question?
Would you not be allowed to be disrespectful to them?
I mean, you can roll the dice on being disrespectful, but it might get you more problems than you can handle.
You're gonna get
Police search your vehicle anyway. You are advised not to try and physically stop them. Again, you know, keep in mind they have a weapon. They have multiple weapons, perhaps. They could also then charge you with preventing or becoming an obstacle in the law. If that happens, you should consult a lawyer. So yeah, if, like people break into your house claiming they're police, you know, contact a lawyer. It is your right to consult a lawyer and get advice before consenting to a police search of your vehicle. So, you know, before they search you, you can call a lawyer up if you feel the need to. However, police have the right to search your vehicle without permission if they have reasonable and probable grounds to believe A, a crime is taking place within your vehicle, B, the vehicle is involved in a crime or has been reported leaving the scene of an accident, which is also a crime. There is open liquor or illegal drugs in the vehicle. Illegal items or actions are in plain view of the officer from outside the vehicle. Okay, so that is just wrapping up and summing up some of the rights that you have when dealing with the police. It's good to keep all that in mind. Also pretty useful to remember that just being calm, reasonable, and respectful is going to go a lot further for you than, you know, being an a-hole. Okay. They're still humans, they're still people, they're capable of making mistakes as much as people say that police shouldn't make mistakes and they shouldn't panic, but then, you know, police are also, you know, not necessarily getting funding for training, and then people get upset when the government gives them more money, but then sometimes when the police get money, they go and buy fancy, like real military style stuff that you don't really need, rather than just training on how to deal with a stressful situation. But, you know, all these things are complicated. Maybe I'll ask my police officer friends about this. You have a question?
You get pulled over and the officer crashes his car and like dies or something. What do you do? Can you just leave?
No. You can't leave because
I don't know, call 911, get him an ambulance.
he's dead. They're for driving recklessly.
How do you know he's dead?
It's not adding up.
He's dead.